Good morning. How are you? Hope everybody's doing well. Today's Tuesday, and we're going to start right away with more roguelikes, because that's what we do here. I gotta change things up a little bit, right? I pick a day every week to do something different, and I can do the roguelike stuff all the other days, or something like that. I'm thinking about it. Let's pull up our display here. There we go. This is where we were last time. What were we doing? Oh, right. Why does that happen? Stop that. We had just made the limestone caverns. That's pretty exciting. And we actually have that up and running here. We can see the limestone caverns. And you can see I'm about halfway dead and halfway to level 2. And we added this cheat menu. If I hit the / key, now we can teleport to the exit and then go down a level. And if I do that now, it should just bring us to our standard level. Yeah. But we can see we're now at, all it says is you changed level, and it just says new map here. And we can go up. Oop. This brought us up. Oh, right. The whole viewshed issue is we don't know. Uh-oh, am I going to die before? Yeah. Okay. Not going to worry about it. So what we need to do now is populate the caverns. So let's dig right in. Looks like we're all clean. So we are in Raw's spawns. This is what where the spawn table comes from. Spawn table. And we have a few different kinds of spawns, and our JSON formatter code decided to spread everything out. In Pretty Printer, it'd be nice if it would be able to fit it all in one line, but it didn't. And should I just do that myself? Yeah, oh yeah, that was the issue, is that things are out of order. That's unfortunate. Okay, we'll just undo all that. So what are we doing here? So there's a few forest monsters and a deer in the cave, which doesn't make a lot of sense. Let's start by opening up spawns.rs and changing the depths, not spawns.rs, spawns.json. And changing the depths on which some of the creatures appear to avoid this. Alright, so what are we doing here? So the goblin goes from 3 to 10. I think we already have that. Yep. Maybe we can just rearrange each one as we come to it. Is that? Yeah, okay. Well, that's at 9. Why is that at 9? Let's make that at 8. Right? Doesn't it make sense? What I'm trying to do is just tab it in. So tab to, tab to 5 and then tab to 9. Okay. All right. If that's the way you want to tab it. So we have the goblin up there. We have the orc here. Which means messing around with all this stuff, unfortunately. So we have the goblin, the orc, and then we have The health potion. Oh, there's spaces here. That's annoying. Okay. I guess I'm not going to be messing around with that. Anyway, the orc goes from 3 to 10. The health potion goes from 0 to 100. I think it already does. Yes. Fireball scroll goes from 0 to 100. Confusion. Oh, maybe we got to change the weights too. No, that's 7. Okay. I mean, I could just copy and paste this in. I'm not sure what changed here, so checking it line by line is probably not the best approach. Let's just copy and paste this all in. So we have the spawn table, and let's copy here and paste there, like that. Okay, so now everything's lined up like that. All right, we've left bandits in the cave because they may seek shelter there, but no more wolves here or rodents of unusual size. What else would you find in a cave? The D20 system encounter table suggests a few. Dire rats, fire beetles, human skeletons, giant centipedes, spider swarms, human zombies, chokers, skeletal champions. Wow, a lot of stuff. Mimks. That's quite the list. Thinking about this layer of the dungeon, a few of these make sense. Spiders will definitely like a nice dark area. Sturges are basically evil bats. What's a sturge? Oh, it's just a monster from D&D. Okay. I thought it may have had a real world equivalent. So we should add bats. We have goblins and kobolds as well as the occasional orc. We've already decided we're sick of rats for now. I'm a big fan of gelatinous cubes, so I'd love to put them in too. All right, so let's add these guys. There we go. And then we have to actually create them in our... Put those in the mobs. Okay, so we have... Let's shift it over. Oh, this one's already shifted. All right. There. Yeah, close enough. All right, so we have a bat with a B, a large spider with an S, and a gelatinous cube with a sort of a square thingy. Not sure what that is. All right, so bats are harmless herbivores who largely run away from you. Let's check that. Yep, AI is herbivore. Spiders and cubes will hunt others down and eat them. Carnivore and carnivore. We've also made them level 2, so they're worth more experience and will be harder to kill. It's likely the player is ready for this challenge, so we can cargo run and give it a go. Okay, let's see. We generate the WASM. And refresh over here. I should update my Chrome. I can do that in a second. All right, refresh. So now if we skip forward to, yeah, I'm not going to be ready for it because I don't have any good equipment on me. But there's a bandit and we don't see anything else. The bandit's going to kill me. No, I killed the bandit, and what did I get out of it? I can't pick up the, uh-oh. Did we lose our ability to pick things up? Oh no, we broke something. Okay. What about this health potion? No, I can't pick anything up. Okay, so we broke something, must have been yesterday. Maybe? Let me restart, oops, hit refresh in the wrong screen. Yeah, not even from the beginning can I pick something up. Okay. That's the wants to pick up. Intent, no. Well, maybe it wants to pick up like this. Yeah, okay. So this should be in here. We got to debug this because I need to be able to pick stuff up. wants to pick up item. This is under get item. Oh, did we? No, there's G right there. Get item. RLTK console log get item. Okay. Let's see if this works. Be good if there was some nicer or quicker turnaround time for this. Rather than waiting 14 seconds for it to rebuild. Oh, okay, 18 seconds. Okay, so get item is getting called. Every time I hit G, I see a get item down here. All right, let's track down where the bug is. We call get item. And then we're going to just say let's say format get item. Oh, I probably don't have debug on for this item, right? And it's going to say target item. And my guess is this is going to end up being a none. Oop. Oh, okay. I guess we do have the debug formatter enabled for that. All right. The good news is that I've set things up so that I can just, we have the scroll of magic mapping, or the scroll of magic mapping as it shows up here. So it's easy to test. I don't have to go hunting down items to pick up. Oh no, it's okay. So it does have an entity. And entities have generations. It is a sum. So let's get rid of that. Oh yeah, I would have seen this. Okay. So we add to the write storage the desire to pick something up, and now we need to be able to pick stuff up. This is working because we're not getting this expect. But we need to run the inventory system, right? Wants pickup. Here we are. For pickup and wants pickup, positions remove, backpack insert, and pickup collected by player entity. You pick up the something. I move off and hit G. Now it says there's nothing to pick up. Now it says there's nothing to pick up. Oh, it did pick it up. Oh, weird. But it was a step later. Oh, you know what this might be? Nothing to pick up. I hit G. It says nothing. And then if I move off, then it says you pick up the scroll of magic mapping. Oh. So why didn't that work with the bandits thing? Right. I would need to kill a bandit in order for the drop to happen. So it looks like maybe there's something wrong with the game, these run systems. Where this is the item collection system. This is where we need to run. What were we returning before? Before we did the... Nope. I want to look in here and take a look at the changes I made. This was Limestone Caverns, right? So was it this change where we changed the player input? Yeah, so we changed it to this. What was it? It was just get item. And then it would return player turn. Oh, that's it. Okay, so that's the bug. Let's try again then. Inside player. Get item, and this should be player turn, like that. Yeah, so all that is that, and so all the only code change I made was this. Okay, everything else was in here, and I should get rid of those extra spaces. I'm going to do it now before I forget. So look for a space at the end. Okay. So we're going to say, let's test it out, make sure we fix the bug. Okay, refresh. Begin the game. Grab. Okay, now it popped right into my inventory. And if I... Oh, I'm not going to be able to... Oh, there's a bandit. Let's see if we can track this bandit down. Pull him. Oops. Ah, that was dumb. All right. It would have been a good test, but I guess I failed. So git add source, git diff staged. I think that's all we did. Git commit and fix player pickup bug. Okay. All right, we got sidetracked. That's all right. So bats are harmless herbivores. We already did that. Not too bad. It's playable. The right monsters appear, and overall, not a bad experience at all. So lighting. One of the things that makes Limestone Cavern so amazing is lighting. We still haven't talked about the view sheds or the remembering visible tiles. Reveal tiles. That's it. So reveal tiles isn't getting saved, right? Because if I begin a new game and I walk around town, hello, wasn't letting me out the door. Oh yeah, we still have this issue here where I can't swap positions with the townsfolk, where I should be able to. So we've revealed a bunch of town, right? If I leave town and come back, all of my reveal tiles are gone. And I don't know what's up with that. Yeah, there's something wrong with the movement too. Because I was trying to go through the door and I couldn't. So that's got to be some issue with the reveal tiles not getting saved in our Dungeon Master map. I'm going to take a quick peep in that. Is it in mod? No, it's not in there. Dungeon, that's it. So Master Dungeon map. It saves the whole map. Maybe there's something we need to do in order to... When we transition to an existing map, we do set up the viewshed components, but all the reveal tiles should still be there. I'm not sure why it isn't. That's confusing. Everything else of the map is there, including, the tiles with the height, a map name, which locations are blocked. Yeah, we put the player position in. Huh. All right, I'm going to take a look at the code over here. This is in map dungeon. And see if there's something we're missing, because somehow the viewshed is not getting, not the viewshed, the reveal tiles. Yeah, that's transition to a new map. Here's transition to existing map. It looks the same, doesn't it? I did put in a break there because there's no reason to keep looking after you've found the thing. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why. Why is the reveal tiles should still be set correctly. This is base map. That's for the RLTK algorithms for doing searches and stuff, where each tile has an available exit, and each tile is determines whether or not it's opaque for viewshed calculation and for pathfinding. So exit blocked is visible. So this just returns if it's visible. Let me take a look in the map code here. XY IDX is exit valid, populate block, here contact. Oh, maybe we're not using is visible anywhere. Because we have all the other ones, but we're not using. Yeah, and this is the opaque. Available exit, pathing distance, and then dimensions for algorithm 2D, which we have right here. So that means I can take that out and everything should still check because we're not calling it. Yep. Okay. But that doesn't fix the bug. The bug is that reveal tiles is not being set properly, or it's being set to all false. And it's not being saved when we switch to dungeon. Or when we save it in the dungeon. Level transition. So we read the resource for the master dungeon map. If we already have a map, we drop the reference to the dungeon master and then transition to an existing map, which is this is the code we're going through. Oh, so we get the map again. Why don't we just pass it in? I don't know. We get a writing resource. Raphael, thank you for the raid. Very cool. Thank you. How was your stream? Hope it went well. What we're doing is trying to track down a bug on going between maps. If I leave a map and then come back, for some reason all the revealed tiles disappear. I leave here and then go back and now I don't have all my revealed tiles. I'm not sure what's causing that bug. But maybe well, let's finish out this chapter and then we can dig into that, because I don't want to get too far off track. Git add mod. You have to wrestle with the LLVM API. Failed to find a solution for. Oh, I hate that. I hate ending on a cliffhanger like that. Git add source map mod. Git commit unused function. Okay, so let's add lighting, and then once we finish out this chapter, we can go back and take a look at why the reveal tiles is not revealing itself. One of the things that makes Limestone Cavern so amazing is the lighting. You peer through the marble with the light from your helmet torch, casting shadows and giving everything an eerie look. We can add cosmetic lighting to the game without too much difficulty. It might make its way into its stealth system at some point. Let's start by making a new component, light source. Okay. Oops. Why is that not just copying the whole line? I'm confused. This should, if I say yank a line, I should be able to put the, something went weird. Pub range, I32. I'm going to try quitting out. No, I just started this up. So I should be able to say copy paste. That's weird. It's not copying the. I grab one whole line. Oh, okay. I can do it that way, but Shift Y should work that way too. All right. Something else to figure out what's going on. All right, enjoy lunch, Raphael. Thanks again for the raid. So now we're going to extend our map. Oh yeah, we have to, before we do anything, we got to go into main and register our, see? Our light source, and go into the save load system. And I don't know what's good. Pools, light source. There we go. Okay. So I think what they're talking about is when we go to the next, here's the limestone caves. So we're going to have different, see if I can avoid dying here. Magic mapping. Yeah, so this is the limestone cave. So we're talking about figuring out how to light all of this area here. So I'll also need to add it here where it looks like it's this line there in maps. Oh, there's an outdoors bool. That's new. There are two new values here. Outdoors, which indicates there's natural light, don't apply lighting, and light, which is a vector of RGB colors indicating light levels on each tile. Pepega, thank you for the follow. You'll also need to update the new constructor to include these. Okay. So let's throw these in here. And pub light vec RGB with a comma. And then we're going to have to add, we're going to have to add the outdoors true because the default is false. And then I don't know that there's a default for RGB. Let's find out. And I wonder if it's black. Let's hope it's black. And if it's not, we'll find out right away. Notice we're making outdoors the default mode, so lighting won't suddenly apply to all maps, potentially messing up what we've already done. It'd be hard to explain why you woke up in the morning and the sky is dark. We also initialized the lighting to all black, one color per tile. Now we'll adjust. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe we do that anyway. Okay, light. Because we do need to create the whole vector. RGB from F32, 0, 0, 0. I don't know why we don't just use the black variable map tile count. All right. Now we'll just map themes to handle lighting. Okay, let's go to themes. Where are we going to do that? In tile glyph, we have the limestone cavern, we have the forest, and we have the default. Here's where we handle bloodstains. And it says if the map, if it's not visible, right, but it's revealed, then we're going to convert it to grayscale and make sure the background is black. Right, we do that here. Otherwise, if it's not outdoors, then we're going to set the foreground to our lighting and a background equals background lighting. Okay, so it's going to be very dark. This is quite simple. If we can't see a tile, we'll still use grayscale. So that's this section here. And if we can see the tile and the outdoors is false, then we'll multiply the colors by the light intensity. So next we'll give the player a light source. For now we'll always give him or it a slightly yellow torch. So in spawner, add this to a list of components built for the player. So this is the light source we added. Okay. So this is in spawner. Look for player. This is where we have the player. So now we'll say just with light source. Our RGB from F32. Red, green, and blue. So it's like slightly yellow, I guess. And a range of 8. So that's our light source. We'll also update the limestone caverns to use lighting in the caves. So we're going to set outdoors to false in limestone. And that's after we do the snapshot. Right there. This is the build. So after this, we say build data map outdoors is false. Lastly, we'll need a system to actually calculate the lighting. Okay, so we're going to create a brand new lighting system. What is this going to be? Oh, use specs. And then super. And then RGB. Lighting system. Impl. And type system data. And then 3 read storages. The view shed. Oh, geez. Yeah, something happened to my paste. I don't know what would have changed. And light source. It's just in Vim. I don't remember making any changes to Vim. What I'm doing is I'm hitting Shift Y to copy the line, but it's not doing that. Mut self data self system data. I'll have to check that off stream. If map.outdoors return. So we don't do any lighting modifications if we're outdoors. Let black is RGB from F32. Zeros for L in map light iter mute. Star L equals black. So we set everything to black. And then everything with the view shed positions and lighting join. Let light point is equal to point. Yeah. Light point is equal to point new. Pause X, pause Y. Range F, light range as F32. And then for T, we're going to iterate over all the visible tiles. T dot X is greater than 0, and T dot X is less map width. Map height. So we get the index, we get the distance. The distance equals distance alg. What else are we giving it? And then star T. Okay, so the intensity is going to be a percentage of the distance. And then we're going to set the map light to that. So this is an interesting system. We calculate the intensity of light and then we add the colors times the intensity to the black that we set up earlier. Okay. And now we have to add it to run systems. Okay. And where do we put that? It doesn't say where to put it. As a last system to run. Okay. So let lighting system. And then lighting run now. Yes. Okay. And then we have to import it somewhere. Mod? Maybe? Yeah. Okay. So we just have to add it here. Pub mod lighting system. And pub use lighting system : star. All right, let's see what checks. Doesn't like this. It's got to be 0.5, I guess. And then map is not found. Oh, right, because it's I moved it over here. Create map. And then type system data. Oh, I forgot a tick A somewhere. No. What is it saying here? Type annotations needed. I gave it type annotations on each one of these. And what does this one say? Method cannot... Oh, yeah, it's the same error. Okay. Well, maybe... Now that I fixed the map thing, maybe it'll work? Yeah, well, okay. So that was just an error with the imports. The use clauses. Okay. So let's see if the lighting system works now. Let's regenerate the WASM file here. And give it a shot. And we'll skip forward to the limestone caverns and see what the lighting looks like. Okay, refresh. Begin new game. We'll pick up the magic mapping. We'll skip forward. Oh yeah, look at that. So you can see it's a yellowish light and it kind of fades away. It's bright over here and it's kind of dimmer there. And if I just walk around, yeah, you can see kind of a halo around the player. Wow, that bat's hard to... Anyway, it looks pretty neat. And you can see the edge of the view shed here. And then it goes into the grayscale saying, okay, this is stuff you can't see, but you remember being there last time you were there. So that's kind of neat. That's kind of neat. Git status. I'm going to add this separately. Git add this, git commit different mobs for the limestone caverns. All right, and then the rest of this is adding the lighting effects. Git add source, git commit lighting effects for indoor, non-outside levels. Limestone cavern really isn't indoors, but it's underground, so it almost counts. All right, yeah, so we get this nice little halo around us. All that remains is to let NPCs have light too. Oh, really? Mob structs, we're going to add mob light. And then add it to the main mob structure, whether or not it has a mob light. And now gelatinous cubes can have a glow. And we'll give bandits a torch. Okay. Let's do that. We're going to create a new mob light. And then we're going to add it to the mob struct here. Pub light, option, mob light. And then we're going to add it to our raw master to extract it from the data. So maybe we put it right after quips here, if let some light. Oh, light source. Light that color dot expect. Okay. And I left my quotes off here. Let's reformat that. Hello. Okay, and then, oh, didn't like something. Bad color. All right. Yeah, somebody commented saying you should add a little thing that stops you from messing up the brackets because you get caught out. Yeah, I missed this guy here. I haven't really looked into that. So you know, if you say if this, it automatically inserts that for you and then puts your cursor back here so you can keep typing. And I don't have that plugin, and I never really thought to add it, but maybe, I don't know. So this should check. There we go. And then we're going to modify the spawns.json file. Gelatinous cube. We're going to add, so after this natural thing, we're going to say comma, light. And it's going to have a range of 4 and a color of sort of a dark red, I guess. And I forgot the quote. And we'll give bandits a torch. It would be nice if bandits actually had a torch in their equipment, but so after this we'll just say light, range 6 and color. That's going to be yellow as well, isn't it? Okay, and then this needs a comma. Okay, and now when you cargo run and roam the caverns, you will see light emitted from these entities. Wow, that looks like a mess. Maybe if I'm running it myself, it won't look like a mess. But this looks kind of... yeah. All right, well, we'll see. We'll see what it looks like up here. Alright, so there we go, begin game. We'll grab the scroll of magic mapping, we'll go forward twice, and now if we just hunt around, I'm just going slowly because I want to see if I can spot let me see, reading this fireball scroll over here. Well, let's attack the goblins and not me. Nope. It didn't do anything. Maybe it didn't have a big enough range. There's a bandit, and the bandit has his own light, or her own light. Yeah, you see how that kind of glows around there? Neat. No gelatinous cubes, though. That's kind of disappointing. I was hoping to see some eerie red glow from a gelatinous cube. Nothing, huh? Now I got a bunch of creatures following me. Alright. Oh, no, that's another bandit. Oh well, no gelatinous cubes for me. And this is the wrap up. Okay, so I think we're done. Let's, first of all, we're going to check in with Clippy. And also just make sure that I don't have a another Vim session running. Oops. Yeah, I don't. Okay, so get status. So this is, what we're going to do is give bandits... Let's see. Give bandits and gelatin. How do you spell gelatin? No? Nus? Cubes? I don't know how to spell it. Their own light sources. Okay. So, right, we have the bug where if I hit restart and I try to walk into a player, I shouldn't. Yeah, sorry, a mob. I'm hitting H right now to go left, and the game is blocking me. And there was something we added a couple of days ago, or a couple of streams ago, rather, that stopped us from spending a turn when we walk into walls, because that tile is blocked. And right now this tile is blocked. But we should be able to swap places with, yeah, I'm hitting L. I'm also not able to go that way. And all I did just now was hit U and it jumped me 2 spaces. So I'm not sure. Yeah, and I'm right now standing on top of another thing. So, yeah, and I just skipped 2 again. And I'm trying to go up, and I can't go up. So there's something going on in terms of the code that checks for blocked tiles. So let's take a look at in player. I think it's in player where we want to move. We do check to see if the destination is blocked. And if the destination is not blocked, then we go ahead and move. But if there's a bystander or vendor there, we're supposed to swap. And this point resource is the resource that contains the player's current location. But okay, that's interesting. Pause X and pause Y is what we're setting, even though we want to go to pause X plus delta X and pause Y plus delta Y. Swap entities dot push. Okay, let's take a look at this code. Let's see if there's something I left out here. All right, so these lines up here map to this line here. We have dest. I called it dest instead of destination IDX. We have bystanders. We do note that we want to move the bystander, so that's swap entities. This says move the player, and what we're doing is we're inserting an entity moved marker into the entity. And the entity in this case is the player. Right? Because there's only one of these that matches. So that this entity is the player. We set the view shed dirty. Oh. I wonder if it's this here. Could this be the bug? Where we set this to player term because we don't... Yeah, and what it should be is a waiting input. Right, we're not changing the result here. So I don't know why this line's here. Let me see if this is the bug. I'll comment this out. Regenerate the WASM and then try again. All right. So now I'm going to try to go up, and I am... Oh. Player attacks player, but can't connect. That's weird. So there's still an issue where the player... And yeah, now I can't go through this door. I opened the door, but now I can't go through it. So there's still a bug. But looks like... Nope. That did not fix the problem. I can't go up. Huh. Yeah, okay, so there's some other... Oops, this was the gaping caverns that we were using to draw our inspiration from. Alright, let's keep looking then. Just checking over this code. This is the combat, right? We shouldn't be adding a... Black box, thank you for the follow. We shouldn't be adding a wants to melee against ourselves. And I think that's what was happening. Something wasn't getting updated correctly. This is the door code. Blocks visibility remove, blocks movement remove. So this should all work. Then view shed is dirty. Oh, and then here the run state needs to be player turn. Okay. Oh, I did a shift Y again, so it's not going to work. Damn it. I got to figure out what's wrong with my Vim. Okay. So after this, then we should be able to yeah, and then we return the result down here. Okay. Oh, here's another issue here. This here, we have run state's player turn every time. So we should change this. And then this just gets a nothing. Alright, so there are a few little quirks we had to fix here. Let's see if this checks. And if so, nope. What did I do wrong? Oh! I'll just say result. Yeah, that would have been the same thing, right? Where you set the result to player turn. If it's upstairs or downstairs, then we change it. Otherwise, we set it to player turn. That should have still all just worked. Right? Because this is the same thing. If I do this. Yeah, okay, so that's not the bug. This is the door thing, so we can test out the door to see if that's working. And this already has a return of run state player turn right there. And this, what is this going to do? Yeah, nothing. Okay. I'm still confused then why that's not working. But let's try out the doors. Yeah. We're going to figure this out. It may be the order in which the systems are run. Okay. So if I open the door, now I can walk through it. Okay, so that was a bug before. I couldn't open the door and walk through it, and now I can. Okay, so that's fixed. But this is still a problem. If I'm hitting L right now to go right, and I'm not moving. I should be swapping places with this drunk. All right. Let's take a look at the order in which the systems are run, and maybe there's some issue there. Game state. There we are. So we have visibility, monster AI, then map indexing system. I'm just going to put it in the same order they've got there. Oh, thank you for the follow, Cravo. Rust Roguelike tutorial. So it's an RPG to learn Rust. Yeah, well, sort of. Let me put a link to this in the chat. It's basically a tutorial that teaches three things: specs, which is an ECS, RLTK, which stands for Roguelike Toolkit, and then Rust. They go through various Rust concepts as we're going along. So I'm making a roguelike in Rust and learning Rust concepts, learning entity component system concepts, and learning how to use RLTK at the same time. So yeah, it's a triple whammy. But it might be the jack of all trades, master of none kind of thing, because it's hard to concentrate on one thing when you're learning a bunch of different things. Animal AI system, then the bystander AI system, then the trigger system, melee combat damage, then item collection, item use, item drop, item remove, hunger system, particle spawn system, and then we just added the lighting system. I don't feel like I made that much of a change to the order in which things happen. So there might be a bug up here then in our run state handling, where it's not. Main menu doesn't exist, pre-run doesn't exist. Here's awaiting input versus player turns. There might be something going on up here. So let's take a look at what they've got. So awaiting input just grabs player input and gets the new run state. Player turn does run systems. It calls maintain, but I already call maintain. Cravo says, cool, but every time that I try to read Rust, I get somewhat lost. Well, I mean, you start with the basics. There's what's his name? Going through, what was his name? Boppy Games. Yeah, is going through the Rust learning sessions. So if you want to learn Rust, there's a bunch of great VODs. He's just going through the entire book, page by page or chapter by chapter, and trying to learn it on stream. So this is the magic map, and then we got monster turn. So everything here looks right. Monster turn, run systems. See, this maintain is down here. So when I call run systems, it automatically calls maintain. And I think, where is it down here? Oh, it's not here. It's up. Yeah, there's a maintain. So they actually end up calling maintain twice. I don't know if that's an issue. Lacrava says, I'm learning C on eCol 42, but I'm not sure what that is. But once I graduate from it, I'll try to learn Rust. Yeah, C is great. I use C for my day job, so it's a good language to know. All right, so we did reorder a few things, and I mean, we can try rerunning it, but I don't feel like we did enough of a change to make a difference to the way this works. So we're going to have to dig into what's going on. We'll try again, and then maybe we got to add a bunch of print statements to see what's happening. So I'm going to go up. That worked. That swapped positions. If I go down, it says player attacks player but can't connect. So apparently, oh, maybe it doesn't know where I am because it thought I was still there, right? And thought I was attacking myself. If I try to go up and to the right, yes, that works. Down and to the left, player hits player for 7 HP. I just hit myself for 7 HP because something's going on with the entity swap thing. I think that's what's happening. So if I go down, I swap locations with the entity, but now the game thinks I'm still here. So if I go up, yep, I tried to attack myself. Very interesting. All right, we might be narrowing in on what the bug is then. Let's take a look again at the player. And it's got to be in this code here, where we're looking at if we're in a bystander, if we're trying to stand on where a bystander or a vendor is, then we want to swap. So swap entities pushes our potential target and the location that we are currently standing. It then moves a player, and I'm not sure what this is doing. So, all right, so this. Okay, so let's just double check all of that. All right, so we insert, so if the bystander is some, or the vendor is some, which means that there's a bystander or a vendor standing where we want to go, then we're going to push something into the swap entities list, which is just a vector of entities and locations. Right? We then update the current position of where we want to be, constrained to the map, and then we insert an entity moved into the player. We update the view shed, we grab the player's point, and we update the player's location. And I'm going to delete this line because we don't need this anymore. We update the player's location directly right here in the point resource, but we haven't updated the corresponding data, position data on the player yet. So somewhere we need to actually use the swap here. So let's take a look at that code. So we're in swap entities iter. We're going to grab their position, m.0, and then we're going to update their position this way. So that all looks correct. But where do we update the player's position location? This is saying if it's not blocked, Right, so this iterates over the tile content of where we want to go. Then we say if it's not blocked, we're going to insert an entity move. So this is a second entity move plus the delta. Maybe the bug is already in here. Because if the tile's not blocked, oh, but it should still be blocked because of this. Maybe, let's take a look at the data for, oh, not there. It's in one level up in here. Let's take a look at vendor. Blocks tile true. So let's just make sure that we have those all set correctly. Under mobs, blocks tile true. That's a large spider, gelatinous cube, the bandit, dock worker, fisher, wannabe pirate, drunk, deer, rat, mangy wolf, fox, The hell is this? Shady salesman. Patron. Barkeep. Yeah, they're all set to block style to true. So they're blocking the tile. So that means, oops. That means that we're hitting this and we're incrementing our position and we're setting the position. And then we do it again here. And it looks like that's the way it is in the code. Where's player? Here it is. It looks like that's the way it is in the tutorial as well. They say if the map is not blocked, then we'll do this. But all of them should be blocked. Right, because we haven't moved... Oops. We haven't moved the entity that's blocking us. Right? So that location should still be blocked. So let's just log this, okay? Moving player. And just pause X and pause Y. And then we're going to do it here as well. And we can just say moving player not blocked. So the other one should be swapping. That way we know what each one is doing. And let's refresh. Okay. All right, so if I go left, it does say swapping player to 6439. And if I go right, it's going to say attacking player. Player hits player for 8 HP. And then swapping player again. If I just move up, then it says moving unblocked player to 6538. So when we swap the player, somehow we're not updating the position component inside the player's entity. So we need to actually also insert not just this entity move. So where does the entity move get used? Because this is a entity moved storage. So let's take a look and see where else this is, because that might be, maybe there's a it's in the trigger system. But that's for traps and things. That's not even, oh yeah, it is used. It's used down here. Yeah, this is for traps. So we need to figure out where this is gonna be. This is the right storage. This is inserting it. The bystander does this. Okay. So that must be this, but this is the player entity. Right? Yeah, this entity is the player because we're getting this join is joining on every entity that has a player, position, and a viewshed. And so it's only the player is that. But there's this other entity moved. Yeah, and this is saying the player needs to move. Okay, so there might be some system that I left out. Can I go for this in this repository? This is the default move system. Interesting. We don't have that. Oh, this is doing the whole repo. Dang. Not just this branch. I want to just search this branch. How do I search just the branch? There's no just this branch. All right. That's that. I'm just looking to see. Do I just check? Is the best way to do this is just check out all the code, and then check out that one branch, and then see? We're gonna have to do this. All right, let's do that. Well, what chapter are we on? I've forgotten. 56. All right, so we have the bystander, the player, monster AI, right? There's the components, main, save, load system, trigger system, and an animal AI. So what do we do with this entity moved on the player? There's where we're inserting a marker. There's where we're inserting the marker, and that's it. Yeah, there's got to be something that updates the position of the player after the player moves. And I'm not seeing it. There's players. We don't even use the player thing. So the entity is here, wants to melee. That's if we're trying to attack. There's the moved. And then there's a get item. And that's it. Skip turn is when we hit spacebar. Use consumable hotkey. And try move player. Dang it. So I don't think the bug is in our code anymore. And we might just have to live with it for now until I can think of ways we can debug it. It's clear that when we move the player's position is not getting updated. Although the point that the player is at is getting updated. And this stems from, let's take a look at main. This stems from the issue that we have two things. This point. This point here is the player is a resource that contains the player's position. And when we spawn the player at 0, and we can take a look at the spawners. Player. We insert a location. Where is it? Position. So whenever we move the player, we need to not just update the point resource, but we also have to update the position component on the player entity. So that's a little frustrating, and it looks like things are getting out of sync with this code right now, where we there's 56 caverns. Yeah, so if we look at the player one more time, so what's happening is this is the swap thing. We're updating the point resource, but we're not modifying the player's position. And you'd think that there's got to be something that does that, right? Because this doesn't update the player's position either. And yet it does get updated whenever we move and we're not blocked. So we got to figure out how we're getting from this code here, this point position, and how is that getting set on the player's position. Position is all over the place. That's what I was worried about. Monster AI camera. This gets the positions of everybody. This gets the positions of the player. Oops. Positions. Yeah. This just updates the position of this entity with their XY coordinates. Entity moved is used for the trigger system. Now I remember. Okay. Area starting position, town, raw master inventory. Then we have a bunch of map builders. The GUI. Yeah, I don't see where that is. Togglebit, thank you for the raid. Enjoy your food. Yeah, so we get the read storage, we get the positions. Hedgen, thank you for the follow. So what I'm trying to track down now is why our player position is not working right. Pedota Palmen, thank you for the follow. This is just getting the position for once to melee. But it's not position in terms of moving the player. All right. So we're just going to have to live with this bug until we can track it down, I think. Let me remove the debugging output here from player. Delete that line, and I think the only other thing was adding this line here. Player movement is still buggy. Oh, hi. Sorry, I missed all these comments here. Dusty Pawsey, hi, how are you? Good to see you. Kafka, you too. Hi. Hi, Diablo. Yeah, Hedgen, I stream. I try to stream every day. I'm working my way through a Rust roguelike tutorial, which is kind of neat. It's in the stream description if you want to check it out. Hi, Temporis and X Supercuber XX. All right, so we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna ignore the the player bug for now, and just live with that. At least we fixed the door thing, so we can go through doors again. Oh, rats! Let's get out of here. And then, yeah. So that works. I can still pick things up, and I can still get out of town. So that's good news. Oh, I can get out of town if I don't get blocked by a NPC. How come I didn't leave? There we go. So now I should be able to read this scroll of magic mapping and see the forest. Oh. And get killed by a rat. They put the, what's here? Pick up the shield. Equip the shield. Okay, so we can follow the yellow brick road until we find the stream. There's the stream down there. And then we should be able to work our way over to the limestone caverns. This should all, oops. And I died by a bandit. Okay, nice. Okay, so, I also have a couple of emotes that got approved recently, but I forget what my prefix is, and they won't let me change it until I have 75, average of 75 viewers, which I'm never going to get. So, but they're in there somewhere if you want to figure out what my prefix is. Dusty Pawsy's syntax is more better than mine. I agree. Okay, so we're going to look at AI cleanup and status effects. In the design document, we indicated we'd like the AI to be smarter than the average rock. We've also added quite a few AI-related systems as we've worked through the chapters, and you may have noticed some things like consistently applying confusion effects have slipped through the cracks. Oh, okay. And occasional problems hitting a mob that just moved. Yeah, okay, so maybe we're going to address this bug now. Yeah, there's my mad science one. You like it? I think the science word is too small, but I'll have to work on that. As we add complexity to our monsters, it would be good to get all this straightened out, make it easier to support new features, and handle commonalities like movement consistently. All right, change systems. Rather than trying to do everything for an NPC in one system, we could break the process out into several steps. This is more typing, but has the advantage that each step is distinct, clear, and does just one thing, making it much easier to debug. Okay, that's good because I was having a problem debugging that. This is analogous to how we are handling wants to melee. We are indicating an intent and then handling it in its own step, which lets us keep targeting and actually fighting separate. Okay, so we determined that it's the NPC's turn. We check status effects such as confusion. The AI module for that AI type scans their surroundings and determines if they want to move, attack, or do nothing. Movement occurs, which updates various global statuses, and then combat occurs, which can kill mobs or render them unable to act in the future. All right, modularizing the AI. This chapter might go longer than I have time for. I have about a half hour left. We already have a few AI systems, and this is just going to add more. So let's move AI into a module. Create a new folder, source AI. This will be the new AI module. Create a mod RS file and put the following into it. Okay. Source AI, mod RS, and then we're going to put in the mod animal AI system, and I'm gonna keep these together. Pub use animal AI system, animal AI, because I think it's cleaner if they're together. What do I do? 3. There we go. So then we have bystander, and then we have monster, and I got to change these guys as well. Dusty Puzzy says, Uncle Scientist, I'm only at chapter 10 or something. Do they get rid of specs or specs till the end? I'm not really into specs. It is specs till the end. Specs is a good way to learn ECS, but I've come to discover that there are better ECS crates out there. So I will be switching over once I'm done with this tutorial. Bevy has one built in. It's got a crate. So I was going to check that out next. Worm 1998, thank you for the follow. Okay, this tells it to use the other AI modules and share them all, so we have to move them, right? Yeah, we do have to move them. And Petter, thank you for the follow. Okay, so we're going to move these guys now. So we're going to move, let's go in here. Diablo, thank you. Thank you for the follow. So we have to move the animal, bystander, and monster into AI. All right. And there we go. Mycroft, huh? Thank you for the follow. Somebody's a Sherlock Holmes fan. Okay, so now we're going to actually have to move all of this stuff around because nothing's going to build. Dusty Puzzy says yes. It somewhat takes away from the learning part of the whole thing. It'd be awesome if the tutorial would let you code an ECS as part. Oh, that would be an awesome tutorial, right? Here's how you write an ECS. That's very, inside baseball, but that would be cool to learn from the inside out how an ECS needs to work in order to support games. Okay, so let's see if we can get this to build again. So in preamble to main, where you have all the mod and use statements, remove the mod and use statements from these systems and replace with a single mod AI. And I think I have that in lib instead, right? I just say pub mod AI, pub use AI star. I think that does the trick. The issue now is that all of these systems need to be pulled out of the game state, I think. Nope. They have to be pulled out of mod. Yeah, here they are. Bystander AI goes, animal AI goes, monster AI goes. It's just those three, right? Yes. All right. What was going to check here? Sherlock? Nah, he's such a dolt. Yeah, can't be a fan if you're Mycroft, right? Oh, now everything's broken because we don't have anything in AI. It needs all of this stuff. Yeah, in your AIX system now, files you have lines that use super, blah, blah, blah. You replace the super with crate. Okay. Let's see if that works. And that. Oh, right. We have to fix these guys. And animal AI is already fixed. That's already fixed. That's already fixed. Okay, let's see what happens now. This might take a few minutes to get through all of the compilation errors. All right, so animal AI system comes from AI. I do have use crate star, which should pull in maybe I have to use this now. No, these are all for the internal ones. So source lib. I do have use AI. Okay. Maybe I can get away with AI. It just says undeclared use crate or module. All right. So can I go AI like this? Will that work? Nope. It's a private module. Got it. So we need to make it public. Oh, right. Git files isn't going to find it for us. Animal. There it is. So do I need to make... It's a pub struct. So that's fine. Source AI mod. I do have pub use. Do I have to say pub mod as well? I would have thought the pub use would have done the trick, but maybe not. Yeah, okay, so that was the problem. Dusty Puzzy says, I used crate from the beginning. I knew it would change later on. You cheated. You're a cheater. Okay, well, we got it working. So let's, Clippy should be happy with this because all we did was move stuff around. Let's commit this so that we have a nice clean workspace to break. Move AI systems into their own module. Oop, that was dumb. Git add source. Okay, we are clean. So now we're going to go. Yeah, we did this. Okay. If you cargo run now, you have exactly the same game as before. All this work and everything's exactly the same. Epic Blog says, we're all part of the toggle herd. Yeah, welcome. So, determining whose turn it is. Initiative and energy cost. So far we've handled our turns in a strict but inflexible manner. The player goes, then all the NPCs go, back and forth forever. This works pretty well, but doesn't allow for much variety. You can't have something make an entity faster than the others. All actions take the same amount of time, and would make things like haste and slow spells impossible to implement. Many roguelike games use a variant of initiative or initiative cost to determine whose turn it is. So we'll go with something similar. We don't want to be too random, so you don't suddenly see things speed up and slow down, but we also want to be more flexible. We want to be a little random, so that all the NPCs don't act the same by default, giving basically what we have already. It would also be good to slow down wearers of heavy armor weapons and have users of light equipment go faster. Dagger users can strike more frequently than claymore users. In components and registered in main, let's make a new initiative component. Okay. So pub struct initiative. We want the player to start with an initiative score of 0. So we're going to do that. So it's in spawners. Oops. There we go. Sorry for all the jumping around there with like that. Here we go. We also want NPCs to start with an initiative score. So in Raw's Raw Master, we add it to the spawn name mob, and we can give them an initiative of 2. Okay. I guess we could just, it doesn't matter where it goes, right? EB equals EB width. There's a post that somebody posted to, I think, Medium, which says don't write code comments. With it, so it's a very provocative title. Stop writing code comments, I think is what it's called. Yeah. It's a very provocative title. Comments like this are not useful because it says it right there, initiative 2. I think that's the argument. I didn't read it past the first sentence or two because I was provoked by its provocative title. Comments are useful and comments should be written, but comments like this, and I think that's the argument they're making, but again, I haven't read the article, so don't take my word for it, are not helpful. Because you can see right there what it's doing. You should say why. Why is this? Why do we start? Why is the mob defaulted to 2? This is what the comment should explain. Why are we going with 2? This adds a component, but currently it doesn't do anything at all. We're going to start by making another new component and registering it called my turn. So I have to. I actually forgot the other one, so we'll do both. Oh, that's comment, not components. There we go. Pub struct my turn. So it's just going to be a basic that, and then we have to go into main and register, because it doesn't matter where it goes. We're going to register initiative and my turn. Klaus, ever-walking dev. Thank you for the follow. Does that mean you develop while you're on a treadmill? Save load. Maybe everybody makes that joke. I apologize if everybody makes that joke. Where can we put this? Actually, let's do it this way. NITIATIVE and my turn. And then put it here as well in this load system. Okay. The idea behind my turn components... Oops, my chat was paused. Dang it. Epic Blog says, don't document. It was difficult to write. It should be difficult to use. Yeah, haha. Raymart says, so you don't write example code and comments. Doc comments are always good. Oh, sorry. Wow, I missed my brain missed a line. You don't write example code and comments that no longer compiles. Yeah, that's true. And Tempera says, doc comments don't count. Doc comments are always good. I agree. Doc comments are good. Comments done right are good. What did I do? How did I end up that there? Something's going on with my copy paste. For some reason my Shift Y now only copies to the end of the line instead of copying the entire line. Normally I'd be able to copy the whole line with a Shift Y and then a P, but now it only copies to the end of the line. So I messed something up in my Vim config here. All right, where was I? The idea behind my turn component is that if you have the component, then it is your turn to act, and you should be included in the AI/turn control. If the player has my turn, then we wait for input. If you don't have it, then you don't get to act. We can also use it as a filter, so things like status effects can check to see if it's your turn, and you are affected by a status. They might determine that you have to skip your turn. All right, so this my turn thing just gets handed from entity to entity as the system runs. And if you have that component as part of your entity, then you get to act, essentially. So now we need an initiative system. Wow, this is a long chapter. I'm just looking at this where the scroll bar is here. So we need an initiative system. Source AI, INITIATIVE. I got to say it out loud because I don't know how to spell it. Specs. Star. But I am going to wrap up in about 20 minutes. So hello, Vidal. How are you? Position my turn and run state. Oh, I'm slowly getting the hang of that word. Impul to gay, system to gay for initiative system. This might be a little too long, so let's split it out here. Type if data equals, and then write storage. Hedgen says, oh no, you're ending soon? Sag? Yeah, sorry. I can only stream in the morning before I go to work. So the good news is my commute is 0 feet. I just have to switch everything over to my work setup, and then I'm at work, so it makes it very fast. My turn. Do you plan on streaming today, Hedgen? If so, I will definitely be there. Entities. And write, expect. I'm going to add that actually to the top here. In a couple hours? Excellent. I'll look forward to it. Read storage attributes. Come on. There we go. Write expect. Run state. And read expect entity. So that's this. Let me put a comma there to make things even. So for the initiative data, we need the initiative, the position, whether or not we have the turn token. We need all the entities, the resource that is the random number generator, and then our attributes, run state, so that we can see if it's monster turn or player turn, right? And then read expect entity. This is the player's entity. So we just do that. Oh, I think we have to tick A it, right? Yep. Okay. So run. Dusty Pawsey asks, whereabout do you live? I live on the East Coast. I don't want to get more specific than that if I don't have to. And player. Okay, that's the extraction of the data. The only frustrating things about doing this kind of work is that I don't get to actually play the roguelike we're making. We're just doing all this stuff. But it should make the roguelike better, right? And we're learning how to handle a non-fixed timing system. Run state ticking. This is new. We'll be adding ticking in a moment. Use monster turn if you want to test in the meantime. Okay. Jthor, thank you for the follow. Turns clear. So this is just clear any remaining my turn we left by Mist K. I'm going to leave that mistake in there because that's funny. So I am going to actually change this to monster turn from now. It's just monster turn, right? Yeah. I know we're going to make this ticking later. Okay. Dusty Pawsey says, early morning for me is 5-ish. Yeah, I know, I'm still dead asleep at 5-ish. Diablo, I'm not familiar with Doom Emacs install scripts, so if you think you fix, you think you fix it, okay. Just have to wait forever to get to finish cloning over the bridge. Well, hopefully you have fixed it, because it's always nice when you've solved a bug that's been bothering you for forever. Roll initiative. And 5 a.m. is literally nighttime. Yeah. I used to live in Norway back a long time ago. And during the summer, 5 a.m. is as bright as noon. So I guess it depends on where you live. INITIA. I thought I was getting used to that, typing that word, but I guess not. It's weird how, I can type words really well, but then you get a word that I've never typed before and my brain just stumbles over it. INITIV. There we go. So we're going to subtract 1 from the current initiative for whatever entity that we've found. If it's less than 1, it's my turn. Dusty Pawsey says, I live in Germany, kind of a small but very crowded country. I am actually planning on visiting Germany this summer. So hopefully Omicron goes away and things can happen. 6 plus RNG roll dice. I actually started going through Duolingo's German stuff, so. Aber ich spreche kein Deutsch. Okay, so give a bonus for quickness. Let some adder. I'm glad my accent amused you, Dusty Posse. Initiative current minus equals after quickness bonus. All right, so if you have a, you're interesting. So we're saying it's my turn. We're inserting a my turn token, and then we're going to update our initiative to 6 plus 1 to 6. And then we're going to subtract our quickness bonus. So if we're fast, we're actually going to have better initiative. Now, why would your initiative be based on this rather than some sort of a... Okay, maybe that's just like a base quickness or base initiative. And then we're going to have a to-do. Omicron is fine, but once it mutates again, we'll see what comes out the other end. Yeah, I'm just hoping that whatever it mutates into is even more, even less virulent. So, penalties will go here later. I'm talking about like July, August timeframe, so who knows? We'll see. But the plan is to, Munich and Berlin, at least, want to go to an awaiting input state. Right, so if we're the player, then the player's turn is taken. Oops. So this means I have, in fact, it's not auto indenting, means there's a bracket or two that I've messed up. This looks right, this looks right, this looks right. I wonder if it's this extra thing here in the comment. It shouldn't be. Oh, it was. That's annoying. Come to Hamburg. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, our plans are right now up in the air. We don't know, but I definitely want to visit Munich and Berlin. I've been to Frankfurt before, so I want to try to hit, South and East Germany. Let's see. So we clear any remaining my turn components. We iterate all the entities that have initiative. We subtract 1 if the current is 0 or less. It could be less, right? Because this could end up being negative already. So I don't think it's messing up if it's negative. Then we re-roll the current initiative, which is 6 plus 1d6 minus the quickness bonus, right? And then we're going to make it more complicated later. And if it's a player's turn, then we go to waiting input. Otherwise, we just fall through. And now we need to go to mod and add the mod initiative systems and pub use initiative systems into the run systems. Okay. Dusty Posy says, be vaccinated and have your vaccine slip with you or you're kind of doomed. I am vaccinated, double vaccinated plus boosted. And if they ever go to a second boost, I'm going to get that. I want to get loaded up with everything they can stick in my arm. So let's go to mod.rs, which I think is, this is in run systems, right? So this is the mod.rs for, we'll need to add it to the AI thing, right? Right, so we definitely need to do here, pub mod system, and then pub use. Oops. Oh, come on. I typed U and I did an undo. Is it just called initiative? What did I call it? Initiative system. There we go. Yeah, well, it's got to be called. So Kafka says mod might not be the best name for them to use. It's kind of ambiguous. It's in the. It makes it a module by calling it mod.rs. So it's a Rust thing, but I think you already know that. So I must be misunderstanding what you're saying. They should say like AI/mod.rs in the docs. Maybe that's what you meant. And then in game state, we need to run that system. Kafka says, I mean, the tutorial should call it mod/AI. Yeah. I'm with you. So where does it go? So we have map indexing system, a visibility. So where's the map index system? Here's monster AI. So they're putting it right after visibility, which is different to what we did before. We just rearranged this to match the previous one, right? And now it's all in a different order. So where's map indexing system? It's here. So we're saying put that first. Okay. Then visibility system. And then initiative system. Okay. And then run now. Okay, and there's extra space there. Does this get pulled in properly? It does not. Oh, in. This should be in. Oh, crate. Not create. There we go. Let's fix that. That probably fixes a bunch of things. No. INITIATIVE. Right. I'll write storage with a capital T. Attributes got messed up. ATTRIBUTES. That's right. This one has 3 T's. Okay, so that's a mistake there. Okay, let's see if this fixes those. Yes, okay, so that's that. So we've added it before the various AI functions run, but after we obtain a map, index, and visibility, so they have up-to-date data to work with. Then adjusting the game loop to use initiative. Open up main.rs and we'll edit run state to get rid of player turn and monster turn entries, replacing them instead with ticking. Okay, so this is where we do ticking. So instead of player turn and monster turn, ticking. Capital T. And now I can go back into the initiative thing and switch this back to ticking. Okay. In our main loops match function, we can delete monster turn entry completely and adjust player turn to be more generic ticking state. Okay. So monster turn. Ooh, that means we're going to have to change all of the places where it's used. How many places do we have monster turn? Like here, magic map reveal. All right, we're going to have, we'll get to that, I'm sure. So we're getting rid of this. We're changing this to ticking. So now we have 2 different things. If we have run state, awaiting input. So the new run state is the same. Why can't we just say do nothing? Then magic map reveal doesn't change. That stays the same. And then here, this goes back to ticking. Okay. I wonder what that line's doing then. Oh, if we run the systems and we switch to waiting input, then we want to stay on a waiting input. We don't want to switch it to ticking. I think this can be just done with this, but I'll leave it like that for now. You'll also want to search main.rs for player turn and monster turn. They now all just want to be ticking. Okay, monster turn, ticking. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed a follow. Chimo 0710, thank you for the follow. Okay, so player turn has to be ticking, ticking. Oh, there's a lot of those. Okay, and let's see where else there might be. Here, ticking, 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 ticking. Wow, there's a lot. Okay. Let's see if there's any else. We do. Oh, what do we do here? The hunger system. Aha! Speaking of hunger system, we modify the hunger clock to only tick on your turn. This actually becomes more simple. We simply join on my turn and can remove the entire proceed system. I don't know. Oh, this whole proceed thing? Okay. Actually, I need to stop streaming. This leaves files in... so I have to end on this, unfortunately. All right. We're going to leave this alone, and we're going to come back to this tomorrow. I won't touch my setup here, and we will come back to it tomorrow. Let us... Oh, now I'm in the wrong directory, aren't I? Let's go to Togglebit's Twitch search and go to run Rust. Who's streaming? Caleb is doing a lucky attempt for... I don't know Caleb. Caleb Dev. Does anybody know Caleb Dev? Let me pause my music and pull them up. And take a look at what they're doing. Ooh, it's intended for mature audiences. What are they doing? Unsafe stuff. Oh, Jackie Coates is... Let's read Jackie Coates. I like her. She does a lot of really good stuff. So we're going to go with that as our raid. And thank you, everyone, for hanging out with me. I had a great time. I hope you did, too. I appreciate all the help and assistance. And I will see you tomorrow with fixing up the hunger system and hopefully getting this to compile eventually. So take care, everyone, and have a great day.